Welcome to Legacy Coins USA, where American history lives in your hands. Today we uncover the true story behind the 1972D, 1975D, 1980D, 1986D, and 1999D Jefferson nickel, a coin marked by Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, and E Pluribus Unum, yet often overlooked in everyday change. From its powerful design and historical background to its collector value and market demand, this 5-cent coin holds more significance than most people realize. Stay with us as we break down the facts, the value, and what makes this Jefferson nickel a must-know piece for every serious collector and coin enthusiast. Let's get started. American numismatics. The 1972D Jefferson nickel, from its historical roots and iconic design to its market value and collector demand, this coin tells a fascinating story for both new and seasoned collectors. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. The design honors Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and principal author of the Declaration of Independence. This nickel series has endured through decades of American history and remains a cornerstone of everyday U.S. coinage. The obverse features Jefferson's portrait, while the reverse showcases Monticello, his beloved Virginia home. In 1972, the United States Mint produced nickels at 3 facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The 1972D designation identifies coins struck at the Denver Mint. The motto Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust appears prominently on the obverse, along with the date and mint mark. The reverse displays E Pluribus Unum above the detailed depiction of Monticello and the words United States of America and 5 cent. The early 1970s in the United States were defined by social and economic change. Despite discussions around coin compositions and rising metal costs, the Jefferson nickel retained its standard composition of a copper core with a cupronickel outer layer. This composition ensured durability for circulation, making the 1972D nickel a common sight in everyday transactions across the nation. Millions of 1972D Jefferson nickels were minted and released into circulation, making them relatively abundant today. Because of this high mintage, typical circulated examples are easy to acquire in local coin shops, online marketplaces, and estate collections. However, abundance does not diminish interest, especially among collectors who appreciate the history and design. Collector interest in the 1972D Jefferson nickel is influenced heavily by condition and eye appeal. Premium examples in uncirculated condition can command prices significantly above face value. Coins that exhibit sharp detail, full steps on the Monticello building, and minimal surface marks are particularly sought after. Professional graders such as PCGS and NGC assign higher values to coins with superior grades. Beyond standard mint state examples, some 1972D Jefferson nickels present variety, interest, and error characteristics. These may include weak strikes, die cracks, and other mint imperfections. While not every variety is valuable, serious collectors often pursue these for their uniqueness and narrative value in a collection. Understanding how to assess these features is key for any advanced numismatist. Market trends for Jefferson nickels, including the 1972D, remain steady, with consistent demand from collectors seeking to complete date and mint mark sets. High-grade examples continue to find premium placements at auctions and private sales. Educational resources, price guides, and reputable dealer consultations are recommended when evaluating specific specimens. For collectors building or expanding their sets, focusing on coins with strong surfaces, minimal wear, and well-defined design elements will yield greater long-term satisfaction. The 1972D Jefferson nickel encapsulates American coinage heritage and remains a rewarding piece for all levels of collectors. Thank you for watching Legacy Coins USA. If you found this video informative, please like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss a dive into American coins. We appreciate your support and look forward to exploring more numismatic treasures with you. Coin number 2. The 1975D Jefferson nickel, a small piece of change that carries big history, character, and collector interest, and just like a friendly voice on an old radio, this journey is smooth, inviting, and full of meaning. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, honoring Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, and one of the most influential figures in American history. This coin replaced the Buffalo nickel and quickly became a long-standing symbol of national heritage, featuring Jefferson on the obverse and his beloved home Monticello on the reverse. The 1975D Jefferson nickel was struck at the Denver Mint during a decade marked by economic change, rising inflation, and shifting attitudes toward money. Despite these changes, the design of the Jefferson nickel remained consistent, preserving tradition while circulating through millions of American hands every day. On the front of the coin, the portrait of Thomas Jefferson faces left, accompanied by the word Liberty, the date 1975, and the Denver Mint mark D, along with the powerful national motto In God We Trust, a phrase that reflects enduring American values and trust in unity and purpose. The reverse side proudly displays Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, with its classical architecture clearly represented above, and around the building are the words E Pluribus Unum, United States of America, and 5 cent, reinforcing the identity and denomination of the coin. The 1975D Jefferson nickel is composed of a copper core bonded with a cupronickel outer layer, a durable composition introduced earlier to withstand heavy circulation. This metal blend ensured that the coin could endure daily use without reliance on precious metals. Millions of these nickels were minted and released into circulation, making them widely available today. Most examples found are circulated and hold modest value. However, availability does not reduce collector interest, especially for those building complete date and mint mark sets. Collector demand for the 1975D Jefferson nickel depends largely on condition. Uncirculated examples with clean surfaces, sharp details, and strong eye appeal are more desirable. Coins showing full steps on Monticello, where the architectural lines are clearly defined, are especially prized by collectors. Some 1975D Jefferson nickels may exhibit minor mint errors such as weak strikes or die imperfections. While these are not extremely rare, they add intrigue and individuality to certain coins and can increase interest among error collectors and specialists. The 1975D Jefferson nickel represents continuity, reliability, and American identity. Whether you are a beginner collector or a seasoned numismatist, this coin serves as a reminder that even everyday money can carry history, craftsmanship, and lasting appeal. Thank you for spending this time with Legacy Coins USA, where every coin has a story and every story deserves to be told. Coin number 3. We open today's story with a warm smile and a steady, welcoming voice. This is Legacy Coins USA, and today our spotlight shines on the 1980D Jefferson nickel, a familiar 5-cent coin that quietly carries American history, tradition, and collector interest in its hands. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, honoring Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and a guiding architect of American democracy. This coin replaced the Buffalo nickel and brought a refined, classical look into everyday circulation, a look that would remain for decades and become part of daily American life. By the year 1980, the Jefferson nickel was deeply rooted in circulation. The United States was navigating economic pressure, inflation, and changing times, yet the nickel stood as a symbol of stability, dependable and unchanged, passing through countless pockets, cash registers, and family coin jars. The 1980D Jefferson nickel was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the D Mint mark located on the obverse alongside the date 1980, the word liberty, and the national motto In God We Trust, words that reflect faith, unity, and enduring American values. The obverse portrait of Thomas Jefferson presents him facing left, calm, thoughtful, and dignified, a design created by sculptor Felix Schlag that has become one of the most recognizable presidential images in United States coinage, admired for its simplicity and historical weight. Turning the coin over reveals Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, chosen to represent intellect, independence, and architectural beauty. Above the structure appears E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, while United States of America and 5 cent clearly define the nation and denomination. The composition of the 1980D Jefferson nickel consists of a pure copper core bonded with an outer layer of cupronickel, a durable metal blend designed to withstand heavy circulation without reliance on precious metals, a practical choice during times of rising material costs. Large quantities of 1980D Jefferson nickels were minted and released into circulation, making them common today. Most examples found are circulated and hold modest value. However, their availability makes them essential for collectors completing date and mint mark sets. Collector value for the 1980D Jefferson nickel depends largely on condition. Coins in uncirculated condition with clean surfaces, sharp lettering, and strong eye appeal are more desirable and can sell for premiums above face value, especially when professionally graded. One of the most important details collectors seek is the presence of full steps on Monticello, which refers to the clear, visible lines at the base of the building. Coins with full steps indicate a strong strike and are especially appealing to advanced Jefferson nickel collectors. Some 1980D Jefferson nickels may exhibit mint errors such as weak strikes, off-center alignment, or die cracks. While these errors are not widespread, they add individuality and can increase interest among specialists who appreciate unique production characteristics. Market demand for Jefferson nickels, including the 1980D, remains steady, supported by long-term collectors, educators, and hobbyists who value the series for its accessibility, historical continuity, and educational significance. The 1980D Jefferson nickel reminds us that even ordinary coins carry extraordinary stories of craftsmanship, history, and national identity. Thank you for spending this time with Legacy Coins USA, where every coin is welcomed, every story is cherished, and the spirit of American collecting stays warm, bright, and timeless. Coin number 4. Welcome, friends and fellow collectors. Pull up a chair and settle in as we share another warm and welcoming journey through American coin history. This is Legacy Coins USA, and today we are shining a cheerful spotlight on the 1986D Jefferson nickel, a familiar 5-cent coin that carries trust, tradition, and quiet collector appeal in its timeless design. The Jefferson nickel made its first appearance in 1938, created to honor Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and a key figure in the founding of the nation. This coin replaced the Buffalo nickel and introduced a more refined and classical look that would become a lasting part of everyday American life. By the mid-1980s, the Jefferson nickel was deeply woven into daily commerce. The year 1986 sat within a period of steady economic activity and modern growth, yet the nickel remained a constant dependable presence, unchanged in design, and trusted in value, passing through countless hands across the country. The 1986 D Jefferson nickel was struck at the Denver Mint, which is identified by the D Mint mark located on the obverse alongside the date 1986, the word liberty, and the powerful national motto "In God We Trust," a phrase that reflects enduring faith, unity, and American identity. The obverse portrait of Thomas Jefferson faces left with a calm, thoughtful expression created by sculptor Felix Schlag. This design has stood the test of time, admired for its simplicity, balance, and historical dignity, making it one of the most recognizable portraits in United States coinage. On the reverse side, the coin proudly displays Monticello Jefferson's historic Virginia home, selected to symbolize intellect, independence, and architectural beauty. Above the structure appears E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, while United States of America and 5 cent clearly identify the nation and denomination. The 1986 D Jefferson nickel is composed of a solid copper core bonded with an outer layer of cupronickel, a durable and practical metal combination chosen to withstand heavy circulation while keeping production costs stable during an era when precious metals were no longer used in common coinage. Large numbers of 1986 D Jefferson nickels were produced and released into circulation, making them widely available today. Most examples encountered are circulated and carry modest monetary value, yet their availability makes them an essential building block for collectors completing Jefferson nickel date and mint sets. Collector interest in the 1986 D Jefferson nickel is driven primarily by condition. Uncirculated coins with clean surfaces, sharp lettering, and minimal marks are significantly more desirable and can bring premiums above face value, especially when certified by professional grading services. A key feature that attracts advanced collectors is the presence of full steps on Monticello, which refers to the clear, uninterrupted lines at the base of the building. Coins with strong full steps indicate a sharp strike and careful production, making them more scarce and valuable. Some 1986 D Jefferson nickels may exhibit minor mint errors such as weak strikes off center alignment or small die cracks. While these variations are not extremely rare, they add personality and individuality to certain coins and are appreciated by error collectors. Market demand for Jefferson nickels, including the 1986 D, remains steady, supported by long-term collectors, educators, and hobbyists who value the series for its accessibility, historical continuity, and educational appeal, making it a favorite entry point into American numismatics. The 1986 D Jefferson nickel reminds us that even everyday coins can hold stories of craftsmanship, heritage, and national pride. Thank you for sharing this warm and timeless moment with Legacy Coins USA, where every coin is welcomed, every collector is valued, and the spirit of American history is always close at hand. Coin number 5. Today our story centers on the 1999 D Jefferson nickel, a humble 5-cent coin that quietly carries decades of heritage, craftsmanship, and collector interest. The Jefferson nickel first entered American pockets in 1938, created to honor Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, and a visionary thinker whose influence shaped the nation. This coin replaced the Buffalo nickel and introduced a refined, dignified design that would become a long-standing symbol of everyday American money. For generations, the Jefferson nickel served as a dependable companion in daily life, passed from hand to hand in stores, homes, and schools, and by the time the year 1999 arrived, the coin had already become one of the most recognized pieces of circulating United States currency. The year 1999 marked a special moment in American numismatics as the nation approached a new millennium and public interest in coins surged, driven by new collectors, families, and educators eager to preserve pieces of history during a time of reflection and transition. The 1999 D Jefferson nickel was struck at the Denver Mint, which is identified by the D Mint mark found on the obverse alongside the date 1999, the word liberty, and the national motto "In God We Trust," a phrase that reflects enduring American values and shared trust. The obverse portrait of Thomas Jefferson faces left appearing calm, thoughtful, and resolute, a design created by sculptor Felix Schlag, whose work has remained a cornerstone of United States coinage, admired for its balance, clarity, and historical presence. Turning to the reverse reveals Monticello Jefferson's historic Virginia home, a symbol of intellect, independence, and architectural beauty. Above the structure appears E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, while United States of America and 5 cent identify the nation and denomination. The 1999 D Jefferson nickel is composed of a solid copper core bonded with an outer layer of cupronickel, a durable metal combination chosen to withstand heavy circulation while keeping production efficient and cost-effective. Millions of 1999 D Jefferson nickels were produced and released into circulation, making them common today. Most examples encountered are circulated and hold modest face value, yet their widespread availability makes them an important part of complete date and mint mark collections. As the millennium approached, interest in modern coins grew, and many people began saving Rolls mint sets and uncirculated examples of coins from the late 1990s, including the 1999 Jefferson nickel. Collector demand for the 1999 Jefferson nickel is driven primarily by condition coins that remain uncirculated with clean surfaces, sharp lettering, and strong eye appeal are far more desirable than worn examples. Professional grading services evaluate these coins based on strike quality, surface preservation, and overall appearance, and higher graded coins can command premiums above face value. One of the most important features collectors look for is the presence of full steps on Monticello, which refers to the clear, uninterrupted lines at the base of the building, a sign of a strong, well-executed strike. Coins with full steps are more difficult to find and are especially appealing to advanced Jefferson nickel collectors seeking quality over quantity. Some 1999 Jefferson nickels may display minor mint errors such as weak strikes, off-center impressions, or small die cracks, and while not extremely rare, these variations add individuality and interest. Error coins tell their own story of the minting process and are often sought by collectors who enjoy the uniqueness and character such pieces bring to a collection. Market demand for Jefferson nickels, including the 1999 has remained steady, supported by long-term collectors, educators, and hobbyists who appreciate the series for its accessibility and educational value. Modern collectors often view the 1999 Jefferson nickel as a gateway coin ideal for beginners learning about grading, mint marks, and design details. For families and young collectors, this coin represents an affordable and meaningful way to connect with American history and begin a lifelong appreciation for numismatics. The design consistency of the Jefferson nickel series allows collectors to compare years, mint marks, and strike quality, making each coin a teaching tool as well as a collectible. The 1999 Jefferson nickel also reflects the closing chapter of the classic Monticello reverse design, before later changes brought new artistic elements to the series. This coin stands as a bridge between tradition and modern collecting, linking decades of history with a new generation of enthusiasts. Whether found in circulation, a mint set, or a carefully assembled album, the 1999 Jefferson nickel holds quiet significance beyond its face value. It reminds us that even ordinary coins can capture moments in time, economic shifts, and the enduring symbols of a nation. Thank you for spending this warm and memorable moment with Legacy Coins USA, where every coin has a story, every collector is welcome, and the spirit of American history is always shared with care, kindness, and timeless pride.